Let's just talk a little bit about Iberia. What are you doing to reduce your carbon footprint?
We're doing many things. I mean, we are operating in many fronts. We're working together with our main airport partner, which is AENA and the companies related to AENA, with a wonderful experiment and in the continuous descent, and which is giving quite a good result. And we're taking measure and we're cooperating with them in providing, all kind of information, and so in such a way that we know what's going on. And with the continued descent approach, what we're having is a wonderful result by the very beginning, and which is a 25% reduction in the carbon emission. We're very excited and very happy with, and at the same time we are reducing significantly the amount of decibels, in terms of auditive contamination, and so we're happy. We're very excited with this kind of experience, and of course, I mean, we are investing in that, and everybody's going to get the benefit of it. But we're happy with it. That, let's say, special project that we're working with our partner. On the other side, we're part of CESAR, and we're working within CESAR, and in cooperating properly, in this single European skies project, where I think is on the essence at the time to be solving the issue from the traffic management point of view. And internally, we are taking our own decisions in terms of operational efficiencies, infrastructure efficiencies, in the air and in the ground with the airport, and helping any kind of innovation in technology that we can do. Also, we're exploring some biofuel, like the most of the most on the industry. The bottom line is we're very conscious about the issue. We have been very proactive in the solution of these emissions, and we have been successful on the way of making it, because in the last 5 years we did reduce the per unit emission by 12%, and so we're happy enough with the way in which we're working, even though this is an endless effort. We do fully subscribe the objective of the industry, which has been ratified, a little bit pushed by Giovanni this morning, and we do fully support them, and we are working with this target on our mind.
To what extent do you think cooperation with other airlines and other sectors in the industry is important at this stage?
Well, frankly speaking, I do believe that along the whole value chain, and the people are cooperating very well. So I don't find along the whole value chain of the industry anybody reluctant in trying to cooperate or whatever. What I think it's we had to work much more. It is in the way of getting the same direction and the same kind of effort from the side of the government at the time of being providing the same tool. What I want to say, for instance, and that biofuel is a wonderful solution. It seems to be a very promising solution, but at the end of the day, it's going to take years. And meanwhile, there are a lot of things that we can do together in the air traffic management, and this is a political willingness. And we have to make it, and we have to bring, all the authorities and all the regulator exactly to the same position in order to be working together in a global solution, because otherwise this is going to be a piece of conflict instead of being a piece of solution.
Are you getting the kind of responsiveness and the kind of cooperation and input and collaboration and interest from governments that you think you should be?
I could say that on the surface, everybody are convinced. So I cannot find anybody saying that we don't need to do anything, or we're not ready to do anything, or that the problem doesn't exist. So the mass of the people are exactly in the same direction from the philosophical point of view on the way that the problem has to be solved. And there is something we have to do with the emissions. But this is one point. The other point is how does it concrete in real terms, at the end of the day. Because not all the regions in the world are in the same pattern of growth, and not all the regions in the world that has exactly the same situation or the same background. And I think it's when we used to talk about the level playing field in the industry, this should be a quite essential point for two reasons. First of all, because this is a too serious issue. And it's not a question of being playing with for competitive advantage or disadvantages. So I think it's quite a serious thing, and we should create the background for a real level playing field in such a way that everybody is playing with the same rules. And I'm not sure that every single government in the country or every single group of people in the country in the world are exactly in the same position. My piece of concern for the next Cancun summit that you were talking about before is a no global position again.
Excellent. Okay, just closing the summit now. Just what's on the agenda here? What you've heard so far? What you're hoping to hear before we wrap up today? What will you be taking back to your colleagues at Iberia? What learnings and what inputs have you experienced whilst you've been here that have been valuable for you? Any kind of reflection on the summit that you've experienced since you've been here last night?
Well, I think it's the most important learning is to be able to test physically how all the member of the value chain which has been present and attending this summit has been reinforcing their commitment. This is a quite important issue, and I think it's a kind of message that IATA as a big coordinator has to present to the world, and it is a reality. So the reinforcement and the ratification of the commitment is quite an important piece. And the other one is we need a lot of conversation amongst ourselves. We need a lot of cross-fertilization along the whole value chain, because otherwise we're going to be working isolated and it doesn't work. So I think we need a lot of cooperation among all of us. And we're going to be ready to provide it indeed.